today's video, we're going to talk about tips for how to start the ketogenic diet. So let's get started. If you need to cheat, keep it within keto so you don't fall out of ketosis. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Christine with Gauge Girl Training, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer by training, and in today's video, we're going to talk about tips for how to start the ketogenic diet. So let's get started. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And you guys know I don't typically wear glasses. These glasses are from a company called Movement. I have a promo code for them below. I do not need prescription lenses, but there is a filter on these because I am literally at the computer all day long, and it helps screen out the bright blue light. It's also helping me with this bright light in front of me right now as I film this video, but it's just been putting less strain on my eyes, and I've been really liking it. So if you are at a computer and you want something to kind of help minimize that strain, I would encourage you to check them out. Link below with my code for $15 off your first order. So as you guys know, I have been on the ketogenic diet. This is my second round of doing keto. I did it for several months last year, and I've decided to do it again this year. And my main motivation for going back on the ketogenic diet this year was because I've found personally that I have a higher level of brain function and more stable energy when I'm on keto. And a lot of my job involves a lot of cognitive thinking and load on my mind. And when I'm not having all these blood sugar dips, it just helps me focus and stay in like a mental zone longer. It literally almost feels as if I am on like an ADD medication, as crazy as that sounds. Not that I've ever been on a medication, but the level of focus in me is much higher. And I wanted to share some practical tips for starting keto, as well as some technical things that you guys will want to consider if you are on keto or if you are considering going about this approach to your nutrition. So tip number one is about starting intuitively. The first time I did keto, which was last year, I believe I started it last April or May of last year, of 2017. I started intuitively. When I say intuitively, I mean I intentionally lowered my carbs under 20 net carbs. I ate more fat and I had a moderate amount of protein, not as much. And I just allowed myself to have as many calories as I naturally could, and my body just naturally adjusted. After a couple weeks of it, just for me feeling it out, seeing if I liked it, I felt very full naturally. I was able to adjust my macros down the road. But if you are brand new and you are looking for a way to drop body weight, and you haven't been doing any sort of calorie control, macro control, I would encourage you to start intuitively, meaning, just minimize your carbs, allow yourself to eat, even if you're at high calories. I think that it's okay because your body's going to adjust. Your natural fullness signals are going to tell you you're full. And from there, you can tweak after a couple weeks. But I think that sometimes it can be overwhelming to start with a macros-based approach if you haven't been already tracking macros. So that is what I recommend there. The next thing I recommend, which is something I did this time around that I didn't do last time, is to pair the ketogenic diet with IF, or intermittent fasting. So the whole point of a ketogenic diet and the benefit of it above and beyond a typical conventional protocol where you have a balance of protein, carbs, and fats is to help support fixing insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is when your body is not able to properly shuttle glucose into the cells for energy because your insulin is acting as a barrier to that glucose getting inside of the cells. If that's the case, which it is with some people, intermittent fasting helps improve your insulin resistance. And the reason this is because your body has fewer insulin spikes when you are giving yourself a concentrated feeding window. I've found naturally in my experience with keto this time around that I'm naturally only eating about 3 meals in a day because I like a certain volume to my meals. I'm only eating 3 big meals. And because my natural hunger signals, I'm naturally eating in an 8-hour time frame. But because I get up early, my feeding window has been ending around like early afternoon, which hasn't been too fun. I've been saving a little bit of my extra macros for like maybe like a little late night coffee. I could drink coffee 24/7, don't ask, another video. But I've been finding that it does work very well with intermittent fasting. So if you are going to do this, I recommend selecting a condensed feeding window and allowing your body to fast for a prolonged period, because by doing so, your pancreas is no longer releasing insulin throughout a longer period of time throughout the day. Your pancreas is able to release a second hormone, which is called glucagon, which is responsible for supporting fat loss. My next tip, which is a technical one, is to include minerals. Make sure you're getting enough fiber and make sure you are getting electrolytes. So you're going to need a higher level of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. And if you are not taking at least a magnesium potassium supplement, they have a really good one at GNC. Make sure you are supplementing with those things. I take a supplement of 250 milligrams of a potassium magnesium blend. So that's definitely something you would want to look into. Another thing is make sure you're reading labels. There are so many things that have carbs in them. It's astounding. And a lot of things that you're going to end up eating on keto don't have a package. So I was shocked because I've been making myself these keto coffees, and you guys can look at the full day of eating video logs to see. I put this packet of this whole earth stevia monk fruit blend, this tiny little packet, which tasted okay. It had 2 grams of carbs in this tiny little packet. And when I'm at 20 net carbs, like 2 grams of carbs for what it was perceived a very small amount of added sweetness, like almost insignificant. It's not a lot. So you really want to read labels, especially when it comes to your carbohydrates. My next tip for the ketogenic diet is if you are going to cheat on your diet, I recommend that you cheat within keto and don't go off of keto. So meaning I would rather you have higher calories. Let's say you're going to have lots of ribs one day, or you're going to have extra cheese, or you're going to have foods that are ketogenic and go higher in calories, as opposed to having a carbohydrate based cheat. So if you need to cheat, you can, but keep it within keto so you don't fall out of ketosis. I do recommend, if you're on a ketogenic protocol, after you've been on it for a little bit, to make sure you dial in your macros after a certain amount of time. And if you decide that this is something that you're actually going to commit to, make sure that you're dialed in within your ratios to optimize your progress. And another thing is you want to be committed to this. You really want to do your research. If you have any gut feelings that this may not be right for you, that's going to come back up. Make sure you fully convince yourself that this is right for you, that you do your research. Don't just take my word for it. There's lots of other resources out there. I have tons of videos on this as well. But make sure that you're convinced and any questions that you may have are answered. If there's any questions I can help answer, please comment below. I could either point you to another video that I have done, or I can create new content for you guys explaining. Last but not least is I do encourage you guys to have some accountability. We have a really great online community for accountability. You could also post your food pictures and whatnot on Instagram. There's a lot of things you can do when it comes to accountability, but make sure you have somebody in your life who's keeping you accountable, because it's going to make a really big difference on your overall compliance to the protocol. So these are my suggestions on starting the ketogenic diet. So take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.